In this video, we're going to talk about levels. By default, when you create a new project, you get two levels, level 1 and level 2. And these levels are related to the views that are in your project browser. Okay, and so in level 1, that's where we're drawing all our first floor information, and then level 2, we're drawing our second floor. But we can always add some more levels, and we can do that by going to the Architecture tab, and then over here, Level. And what you need to do is you can hover near the edge of one of the existing levels, and then just drag up, and you can see that we get a temporary dimension giving us this dimension from that level that we started from. So let's say I want to put it right there, and then I just drag it across. Now when I create a new level, notice that I get all these extra little icons here, and then like one of those locks things. So let's take a look to see what that is. Okay, so this lock, what it means, it's that lock is related to that little circle that's right here, and then we get this dashed line. This little the open circle is a grip. So if I click and drag on there, it's aligned with the existing levels that are there now, and when I move it, all those other levels move with it. Then we have this little checkbox, and if I click on that, it turns off the label that's associated with this level. So if I turn it back on, and let's say I have that box on this side as well. So if I check on that one, it turns on here, and so I'm going to turn it off on that side. So I want all my labels to be on the left. If I unlock that alignment, then that means that I can move this one independent from all the rest. If I line it back up, it locks automatically. What if I wanted to move this level to a higher elevation? Well, you can physically move it, click and drag, or use your temporary dimension. Let's say I want it 2 feet from this level, so make sure that one's selected because that's one I wanted to move. And then I type in 2 feet, and then moves it back down. Now, notice that I have my labels on top of each other and I can't read it. Well, if I click on that label, that level, I get this little icon right here. It's called an add elbow. If I click on it, it kind of creates a bend at that point, and I can drag it outside of the other label, so now I'm able to read it, and I can resize it to wherever I want. Let's say I want it right there. So just by clicking on that, use these grips to move up and down. Let me move this one out. If I wanted to go back to a straight line, I just click on the grip, drag it down until it aligns right there, and then let go, and we're back to a single line horizontal. So that's the little icon to add a elbow. What else? Okay, what about if I don't want this circle for whatever reason? There's an option when you have your level selected. Over here on the property types, we have two options. 1/4 inch round head, that's what this is. And the other option is no head. So if I select that one, that image goes away and I keep my label text. If I wanted to put it back up, just select it, make sure it's active, and it turns it on. Okay, so level 1, 2, and 3. I can rename this label by clicking on the text right there, and I'm going to call this one first floor, and hit enter, and then it's telling me, would you like to rename the corresponding view? It's talking about this one right here, and it's also talking about the ceiling plan view. So I'm going to say yes. So it renames level 1 to floor first floor, same thing on that one. So again, if I go here and change that label to second floor, would you like to rename? I say yes, and there we go, it renames it. Okay, so what about if I want to create a level, but I don't necessarily need a plan view? Okay, let's try that. So we go to level. Whenever you click on level, by default in the options bar, the make plan view is selected. So I'm going to uncheck it, and I'm going to create a new level here. And I'm using that level just for reference in my elevation view. So I don't need a plan view coming out of this level I just created. I just needed it as a reference. So I can do that by making sure that I have that option, oops, not that one, this one unchecked. Okay, so I'm going to create another one, and it did not create a plan view. Now let's say we're working on this plan and we're adding more information to it, and then all of a sudden we decided, well, you know what, we're going to add another floor above this level. Okay, well, we can go to our view tab and then create a plan view. If we click there, and we're going to tell it we want a floor plan view from one of the levels that we created that does not currently have an associated plan view. So let's say I want a plan view out of level 4. Notice I don't have it here right now, but once I hit OK, it creates a plan view for that level. And one more thing, we can also use our dimensions to help us move or constrain these levels. So if we go to our annotate tab and then go to aligned, I'm going to just pick these levels and dimension them. Okay, and let's say that I want this level to be 3 feet from that point. So I'll just click on the dimension and then 3 feet, and then moves it down. And then same thing over here. If I want that one to be 10 feet from the level below, type that dimension and it does that for you. And also remember that if we wanted to reduce the size of the text, we can always just change the scale to something smaller, and then that adjusts so we can do our work and be able to read all the text if we got stuff lining up on top of each other. And that's a quick rundown from chapter 6 from our book on levels.